Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks. Have you ever wondered if it's possible to completely rewire your brain and achieve peak performance in just 60 days? Think about it. Your brain is the most powerful tool you possess, yet many of us struggle to unlock its full potential. Whether it's overcoming bad habits, boosting productivity, or achieving emotional balance, the truth is that your brain can be rewired, and it's easier than you think. This audiobook will guide you through a transformative journey, offering practical strategies rooted in science and real-world experience. Introduction. The audiobook How to Rewire Your Brain for Peak Performance in 60 Days is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. We created this audiobook with one goal in mind: to empower you to take control of your mind and life. Whether you're a student striving for better focus, a professional aiming for higher productivity, or someone seeking emotional clarity, this audiobook addresses the challenges you face and provides actionable solutions. Let me share something deeply personal with you. I've spoken with countless individuals who feel stuck, trapped in cycles of procrastination, stress, or self-doubt. They want to change but don't know where to start. Does this sound familiar? If so, you're not alone. I understand how overwhelming it can feel when you're trying to break free from old patterns. That's why we've designed this audiobook as a step-by-step roadmap. It's not just about theory, it's about giving you tools you can use immediately. By the end of this audiobook, you'll have a clear understanding of how your brain works, practical methods to reprogram it, and a proven 60-day plan to help you reach new heights in every area of your life. As Albert Einstein once said, "The measure of intelligence is the ability to change." This audiobook is your opportunity to embrace that change and unlock your true potential. So, I encourage you to listen carefully and apply what you learn here. Your transformation begins today. Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1: Understanding Your Brain and Its Potential. Before we dive into the actionable steps of rewiring your brain, it's essential to understand the foundation of this journey: your brain. Think of your brain as the command center of your life. It controls everything you think, feel, and do. But here's the exciting part: your brain is not fixed. It has an incredible ability to adapt, grow, and change, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. In this chapter, we'll explore how your brain works, why it can be rewired, and the importance of cultivating a growth mindset. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a deeper appreciation for your brain's potential and a clear understanding of why this journey is not only possible but also within your reach. 1. How the brain works. The science behind your thoughts and actions. Let's start with the basics. Your brain is made up of billions of neurons, tiny cells that communicate with each other through electrical and chemical signals. These neurons form networks, which are responsible for everything from simple tasks like brushing your teeth to complex processes like decision-making and creativity. Here's the fascinating part: every time you learn something new or repeat a behavior, your brain strengthens the connections between neurons. This process is called synaptic plasticity. It's like building a highway in your brain. The more you use a particular pathway, the stronger and faster it becomes. For example, if you practice playing the piano every day, the neural pathways associated with finger movement and musical memory become more efficient. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes second nature. But here's the catch: just as your brain can strengthen positive pathways, it can also reinforce negative ones. If you repeatedly engage in self-doubt or procrastination, your brain will make those behaviors automatic too. That's why understanding how your brain works is the first step toward changing it. As Dr. Joe Dispenza, a renowned neuroscientist and author of Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, puts it, your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined experiences. What you focus on grows. This means that by consciously directing your thoughts and actions, you can reshape your brain's wiring. 2. Why your brain can be rewired: the power of neuroplasticity. Now that you know how your brain works, let's talk about why it can be rewired. The concept of neuroplasticity is at the heart of this audiobook. Simply put, neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout your life. This discovery has revolutionized our understanding of human potential. For decades, scientists believed that the brain was hardwired after childhood and couldn't change significantly in adulthood. However, groundbreaking research in the late 20th century proved otherwise. Studies showed that even adults can create new neural pathways and improve their cognitive abilities with consistent effort. One notable example comes from the story of Jill Bolte Taylor, a Harvard-trained neuroanatomist who suffered a massive stroke at the age of 37. In her book My Stroke of Insight, she describes how her brain had to rewire itself after losing critical functions. Through years of rehabilitation, she regained her ability to walk, talk, and think clearly. Her journey demonstrates the brain's remarkable capacity to heal and adapt. What does this mean for you? It means that no matter where you are in life, you have the power to change. Whether you want to break free from bad habits, improve your mental health, or achieve peak performance, your brain is capable of supporting your transformation. 3. The importance of mindset, fixed versus growth. While understanding neuroplasticity is crucial, your mindset plays an equally important role in rewiring your brain. Carol Dweck, a psychologist and author of Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, introduced the concept of two types of mindsets, fixed and growth. A fixed mindset assumes that your abilities are set in stone. You're either good at something or you're not. This belief can limit your potential because it discourages effort and resilience. On the other hand, a growth mindset embraces challenges and sees failures as opportunities to learn. People with a growth mindset believe that intelligence and skills can be developed through dedication and hard work. Let me share a powerful example. Consider the story of Michael Jordan, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Did you know he was cut from his high school basketball team? Instead of giving up, Jordan adopted a growth mindset. He practiced relentlessly, learned from his mistakes, and eventually became a global icon. His journey teaches us that success isn't about being naturally talented, it's about having the right mindset and putting in the effort. As Jordan himself said, "I've failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." To rewire your brain effectively, you must cultivate a growth mindset. Start by reframing your thoughts. Instead of saying, "I'm not good at this," try saying, "I'm learning how to get better." Small shifts in language can lead to profound changes in behavior. 4. The role of habits in shaping your brain. Another key aspect of rewiring your brain is understanding the role of habits. Habits are automatic behaviors that your brain performs without conscious thought. They save mental energy but can also trap you in unproductive patterns. Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, explains that every habit follows a three-step loop: cue, routine, and reward. For example, if you feel stressed, cue, you might reach for junk food. Routine, because it temporarily makes you feel better. Reward. Over time, this cycle becomes ingrained in your brain. The good news is that you can replace bad habits with good ones by identifying the cues and rewards and substituting healthier routines. For instance, instead of eating junk food when stressed, you could go for a short walk or practice deep breathing. Research shows that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit. That's why our 60-day plan is perfectly aligned with the science of habit formation. By the end of this journey, you'll have established new, positive habits that support your goals. 5. A true story of transformation, inspiring change. To bring these concepts to life, let me share a true story that illustrates the power of rewiring the brain. Meet Sarah, a young professional who struggled with chronic anxiety. She often felt overwhelmed by her workload and doubted her abilities. Despite her best efforts, she couldn't seem to break free from the cycle of stress and self-criticism. One day, Sarah decided to take control of her mind. She started practicing mindfulness meditation for just 10 minutes a day. At first, it felt awkward, and her mind wandered constantly. But she persisted. Over time, she noticed subtle changes. She became more aware of her thoughts and learned to respond to stress instead of reacting impulsively. Sarah also began journaling daily, focusing on gratitude and small wins. This practice shifted her perspective from scarcity to abundance. Within months, she transformed her mindset, improved her productivity, and found joy in her work. Sarah's story reminds us that change is possible, no matter how daunting the challenge may seem. As Helen Keller famously said, "Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it." Conclusion to Chapter 1. Understanding your brain and its potential is the first step toward achieving peak performance. You now know that your brain is malleable, capable of forming new connections and breaking old patterns. You've learned about the importance of a growth mindset and the role of habits in shaping your life. Remember, this journey starts with awareness. As you move forward, keep these insights in mind. In the next chapter, we'll dive into setting clear goals and building a strong foundation for your transformation. Stay curious, stay committed, and trust the process. Your brain is ready to change, are you? Chapter 2: Setting Clear Goals and Building a Strong Foundation. Before embarking on any meaningful journey, you need a destination. Without clear goals, your efforts can feel scattered, and progress may remain elusive. In this chapter, we'll explore how to set SMART goals that align with your vision for peak performance. We'll also delve into the importance of building strong habits and creating a supportive environment, two essential pillars for long-term success. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a solid roadmap to guide your transformation over the next 60 days. 1. The power of SMART goals, turning visions into actionable steps. Let's start with a fundamental truth: vague aspirations rarely lead to tangible results. If your goal is simply to be better, how will you know when you've achieved it? That's where SMART goals come in. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework ensures that your goals are clear, realistic, and actionable. Here's how each component works. Specific: clearly define what you want to achieve. Instead of saying, "I want to improve my health," say, "I want to exercise for 30 minutes 5 times a week." Measurable: establish criteria to track your progress. For example, if your goal is to read more books, decide on a specific number, like 1 book per month. Achievable: set challenging yet realistic goals. Pushing yourself is important, but setting unattainable goals can lead to frustration. Relevant: ensure your goals align with your broader life objectives. Ask yourself, does this goal contribute to my personal or professional growth? Time-bound: set deadlines to create urgency. For instance, instead of saying, "I'll start meditating someday," commit to meditating for 10 minutes daily starting tomorrow. To illustrate the power of SMART goals, let me share a story. A young entrepreneur named Alex wanted to grow his online business but felt overwhelmed by the enormity of the task. He decided to apply the SMART framework. His initial vague goal was to increase sales. After refining it, his SMART goal became increase monthly revenue by 20% within 3 months by launching 2 new marketing campaigns and improving customer retention strategies. With this clarity, Alex broke down his plan into manageable steps and achieved remarkable results. As Zig Ziglar, a motivational speaker and author, once said, "A goal properly set is halfway reached." Take the time to craft your goals carefully. They will serve as the compass for your journey. 2. Building habits that stick. The science of lasting change. Once you've set your goals, the next step is to build habits that support them. Habits are the small, consistent actions that compound over time to produce extraordinary results. But here's the challenge: forming new habits isn't easy. It requires intentionality and persistence. Let's break down the process. Start small. Big changes often fail because they overwhelm us. Instead, focus on tiny habits that are easy to maintain. For example, if you want to develop a reading habit, start with just 5 pages a day. Once this becomes routine, gradually increase the amount. Use habit stacking. This technique involves attaching a new habit to an existing one. For instance, if you already brush your teeth every morning, use that cue to trigger a new habit, like drinking a glass of water immediately afterward. Be patient. Research shows that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit. Don't get discouraged if progress feels slow. Consistency is key. One powerful example of habit formation comes from James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. He emphasizes the concept of 1% improvements. Clear explains that making small, incremental changes, just 1% better each day, can lead to significant results over time. For instance, improving your productivity by 1% daily might not seem like much, but after a year, you'll be nearly 37 times more effective. As Clear puts it, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Focus on building systems, habits, and routines that support your goals, rather than relying solely on motivation. 3. Creating a supportive environment. Surround yourself with success. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your behavior. If your surroundings are cluttered or filled with distractions, it's harder to stay focused and motivated. On the other hand, a well-organized space can inspire productivity and creativity. Here are some practical tips for designing a supportive environment. Declutter your physical space. A clean workspace reduces mental noise and helps you concentrate. Spend 15 minutes tidying up your desk or living area today. It's a simple step that can make a big difference. Limit distractions. Identify what steals your attention most often and find ways to minimize it. For example, turn off unnecessary notifications on your phone or designate specific times for checking emails. Surround yourself with positivity. Fill your environment with reminders of your goals. This could be a vision board, motivational quotes, or photos of people who inspire you. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, one of history's greatest inventors. Edison understood the importance of environment in fostering innovation. He designed his laboratory to encourage collaboration and experimentation, surrounding himself with tools, resources, and like-minded individuals. His approach highlights the power of creating conditions that nurture success. As Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker and author, famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Pay attention to the people and spaces around you. They shape your mindset and influence your outcomes. 4. Cultivating discipline, the bridge between goals and results. While goals and habits are critical, discipline is the glue that holds everything together. Discipline is the ability to stick to your commitments, even when motivation wanes. It's what keeps you moving forward during tough times. Here's how to strengthen your discipline. Focus on consistency. Show up every day, even if only for a short period. Consistency builds momentum and reinforces your commitment. Embrace discomfort. Growth often happens outside your comfort zone. Challenge yourself to take on tasks that push your limits. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge your efforts, no matter how small. Positive reinforcement boosts motivation and encourages continued effort. One inspiring example of discipline comes from J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before achieving global fame, Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers. Despite the setbacks, she remained disciplined, writing consistently and refining her craft. Her perseverance paid off, proving that discipline can turn dreams into reality. Rowling once reflected, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case, you fail by default." Let her words remind you that failure is part of the process, and discipline is the key to overcoming it. 5. Laying the groundwork for success, your first 7 days. Now that you understand the principles of goal setting, habit building, and environmental design, it's time to put them into action. Here's a simple plan to kickstart your journey. Day 1 to 2, write down your SMART goals. Be as specific as possible. Day 3 to 4, identify one habit you'd like to build and start practicing it daily. Use habit stacking if needed. Day 5 to 7, evaluate your environment. Remove distractions and add elements that inspire focus and positivity. Remember, the first week is about laying the foundation, not achieving perfection. Be kind to yourself and celebrate every step forward. Setting clear goals and building a strong foundation are vital steps on your path to peak performance. You now know how to craft SMART goals, establish lasting habits, and create an environment that supports your success. These tools will empower you to take control of your journey and stay aligned with your vision. Chapter 3: Rewiring Your Brain Through Daily Practices. Now that you've set clear goals and built a strong foundation, it's time to dive into the heart of this journey: daily practices. These are the consistent actions that will rewire your brain, foster growth, and help you achieve peak performance. In this chapter, we'll explore mindfulness and meditation, gratitude journaling, physical exercise, and learning new skills, 4 transformative practices backed by science and real-world success stories. By incorporating these habits into your routine, you'll create lasting change in just 60 days. Let's get started. 1. Mindfulness and meditation, training your brain to focus and thrive. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings with clarity and calmness. When practiced regularly, mindfulness can reduce stress, improve focus, and enhance emotional regulation. Meditation, a core component of mindfulness, involves training your mind to concentrate on a specific object, thought, or activity. Scientific studies have shown that regular meditation increases gray matter in the brain, which is associated with memory, learning, and decision-making. Here's how to begin. Start small. Dedicate just 5 to 10 minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. If your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breathing. Use guided meditations. Apps like Headspace or Calm can provide structure and support as you develop your practice. Be patient. Like any skill, meditation takes time to master. Don't expect perfection, just show up consistently. To illustrate the power of mindfulness, let me share the story of Arianna Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post. After collapsing from exhaustion due to burnout, she turned to mindfulness and meditation as part of her recovery. She credits these practices with transforming her life, helping her regain balance and clarity. As Huffington writes in her book Thrive, "We need to accept that we won't always be great at everything, and that's okay. Mindfulness helps us reconnect with what truly matters." Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine, and watch how it transforms not only your brain, but also your entire outlook on life. 2. Gratitude journaling, rewiring your brain for positivity. Gratitude is more than just saying, "Thank you." It's a powerful tool for rewiring your brain to focus on the positive aspects of life, even during challenging times. Research shows that practicing gratitude activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals responsible for happiness and well-being. Gratitude journaling is a simple yet profound practice. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental. They can be as small as enjoying a delicious cup of coffee or receiving a kind message from a friend. Over time, this habit shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Here's how to make gratitude journaling effective. Be specific. Instead of writing, "I'm grateful for my family," try, "I'm grateful for the laughter I shared with my sister today." Specificity deepens the impact. Reflect deeply. Take a moment to truly feel the gratitude as you write. This emotional connection strengthens the neural pathways associated with positivity. Make it a ritual. Choose a consistent time each day, such as morning or bedtime, to journal. Consistency reinforces the habit. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey, a longtime advocate of gratitude journaling. For decades, she has kept a gratitude journal, crediting it with helping her navigate both personal and professional challenges. Winfrey once said, "Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough." Let her wisdom inspire you to embrace gratitude as a cornerstone of your transformation. 3. Physical exercise, strengthening your body and brain. Physical exercise isn't just good for your body, it's essential for your brain. Studies show that regular exercise boosts cognitive function, improves memory, and reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. Whether it's yoga, running, dancing, or lifting weights, movement stimulates the release of endorphins and enhances neuroplasticity. Here's how to incorporate exercise into your daily routine. Choose activities you enjoy. If you hate running, don't force yourself to do it. Find something that brings you joy, whether it's swimming, cycling, or playing a sport. Start small, even 10 to 15 minutes of movement can make a difference. Gradually increase the duration as you build stamina. Combine exercise with mindfulness. Practices like yoga or Tai Chi combine physical activity with mental focus, offering dual benefits for your brain and body. A compelling example comes from David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL and ultramarathon runner. Despite facing immense adversity throughout his life, Goggins used physical exercise as a way to push through mental barriers and build resilience. Goggins often says, "The mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envision the fact that you can do something, you can do it, as long as you really believe 100%. His story reminds us that physical exercise isn't just about fitness, it's about strengthening your mental fortitude. 4. Learning new skills, expanding your brain's capacity. Learning new skills is one of the most effective ways to rewire your brain. Every time you acquire knowledge or master a new ability, your brain forms new neural connections, enhancing its flexibility and adaptability. Here's how to approach learning. Pick something meaningful. Choose a skill that aligns with your interests or goals. It could be learning a language, playing an instrument, coding, or cooking. Break it into manageable steps. Large tasks can feel overwhelming. Divide them into smaller milestones to maintain momentum. Embrace curiosity. Approach learning with a sense of wonder and experimentation. Mistakes are opportunities to grow, not failures to avoid. One inspiring example is Malala Yousafzai, the youngest ever Nobel laureate. Despite facing unimaginable challenges, Malala continued to pursue education with unwavering determination. Her commitment to learning not only transformed her life but also inspired millions around the world. Malala once said, "One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world." Let her courage motivate you to embrace lifelong learning as a path to personal growth. 5. Balancing all 4 practices, creating a holistic routine. While each of these practices offers unique benefits, their true power lies in their synergy. Together, mindfulness, gratitude, exercise, and learning create a holistic routine that nurtures your mind, body, and spirit. Here's a sample daily schedule to integrate all 4. Morning. Start with 5 to 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation, followed by gratitude journaling. Midday. Dedicate 15 to 20 minutes to physical exercise, whether it's a brisk walk or a quick workout. Evening. Spend 30 minutes learning a new skill or working on a passion project. Remember, consistency is key. Even small, daily efforts compound over time, leading to remarkable results. Daily practices are the engine of your transformation. By embracing mindfulness and meditation, gratitude journaling, physical exercise, and learning new skills, you're actively rewiring your brain for peak performance. Chapter 4. Overcoming obstacles and staying motivated. Every journey toward peak performance comes with its share of challenges. Whether it's self-doubt, procrastination, or external distractions, obstacles are inevitable. But here's the good news: overcoming them is not only possible but also an opportunity for growth. In this chapter, we'll explore common obstacles you might encounter during your 60-day transformation and provide actionable strategies to stay motivated and resilient. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to navigate setbacks and maintain momentum on your path to success. Let's dive in. 1. Identifying common obstacles, the first step to overcoming them. Before you can overcome obstacles, you need to recognize them. Here are some of the most common barriers people face when trying to rewire their brains and achieve peak performance. Procrastination, delaying tasks because they feel overwhelming or uncomfortable. Self-doubt, questioning your abilities or worth, which can sabotage your efforts. Lack of motivation, feeling uninspired or losing sight of your goals. External distractions, noise, interruptions, or competing priorities that pull your focus away. These obstacles are universal. They affect everyone at some point. The key is not to avoid them but to develop strategies to manage them effectively. As Brené Brown, a research professor and author of Daring Greatly, wisely said, "Vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage." Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. Facing these challenges head-on takes courage, but it's the only way to grow. 2. Strategies for overcoming procrastination, breaking through resistance. Procrastination is often rooted in fear of failure, fear of imperfection, or fear of the unknown. To overcome it, you need to break tasks into smaller, more manageable steps and create accountability systems. Here's how. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. For larger tasks, commit to working on them for just 2 minutes. Often, starting is the hardest part, and once you begin, momentum carries you forward. Visualize the end result. Picture how completing the task will benefit you. This shifts your focus from discomfort to reward. Create deadlines. Even if no one is holding you accountable, set personal deadlines to create urgency. A powerful example of overcoming procrastination comes from Tim Urban, creator of the popular blog Wait But Why. In his TED Talk, Urban humorously describes his struggles with procrastination and how he eventually learned to beat the instant gratification monkey in his brain by focusing on long-term rewards. Urban reminds us, the problem isn't that we don't know what to do, it's that we don't do what we know. Use these strategies to take action today. 3. Conquering self-doubt, building confidence from within. Self-doubt is one of the most insidious obstacles because it attacks your mindset. It whispers lies like, "You're not good enough," or "You'll never succeed." To silence this inner critic, you need to cultivate self-awareness and practice self-compassion. Here's how. Challenge negative thoughts. When you catch yourself doubting, ask, "Is this thought true? What evidence supports or contradicts it?" Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every step forward, no matter how small. Progress builds confidence. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek out mentors, friends, or communities that uplift and encourage you. Consider the story of Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Despite facing criticism and setbacks throughout her career, Williams remained steadfast in her belief in herself. She credits her resilience to her unwavering confidence and determination. Williams once said, "I really think a champion is defined not by their wins but by how they can recover when they fall." Let her words remind you that self-doubt is temporary and conquerable. 4. Reigniting motivation, finding fuel for your journey. Motivation fluctuates, it's natural. But relying solely on motivation can be risky because it's inconsistent. Instead, pair motivation with discipline to ensure steady progress. Here's how to reignite motivation when it wanes. Revisit your why. Reflect on why you started this journey. What drove you to seek change? Reconnecting with your purpose can reignite passion. Change your environment. Sometimes, a fresh setting can spark renewed energy. Try working in a new location or rearranging your space. Reward yourself. Celebrate milestones with small rewards, like treating yourself to something you enjoy. One inspiring example comes from Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla. Despite facing countless failures and public skepticism, Musk maintained his motivation by focusing on his vision of revolutionizing space travel and sustainable energy. Musk once remarked, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." Let his relentless drive inspire you to push through moments of low motivation. 5. Managing external distractions, creating space for focus. In today's hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere, from social media notifications to endless emails. To stay focused, you need to proactively manage your environment. Here's how. Set boundaries. Communicate your needs to others. For example, let colleagues or family members know when you need uninterrupted time. Use technology wisely. Turn off non-essential notifications and use apps like Forest or Freedom to block distracting websites. Create a dedicated workspace. Designate a specific area for productivity, free from clutter and interruptions. A compelling example of mastering focus comes from J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series. During the writing process, she would retreat to cafes to escape distractions and immerse herself in her work. Her ability to carve out focus time was instrumental in her success. Rowling once said, Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Let her discipline inspire you to prioritize focus in your daily routine. 6. Celebrating small wins, the key to long-term success. One of the most effective ways to stay motivated is to celebrate small wins along the way. These celebrations reinforce positive behavior and remind you of your progress. Here's how to celebrate effectively. Acknowledge effort, not just results. Recognize the hard work you've put in, regardless of the outcome. Make it meaningful. Choose rewards that align with your values, such as spending quality time with loved ones or indulging in a hobby. Share your success. Tell someone you trust about your achievements. Their encouragement can amplify your sense of accomplishment. As Maya Angelou, the legendary poet and civil rights activist, once said, "If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude." Celebrating small wins helps shift your attitude toward optimism and resilience. Obstacles are not roadblocks, they're stepping stones to growth. By identifying common challenges and implementing proven strategies, you can overcome procrastination, conquer self-doubt, reignite motivation, manage distractions, and celebrate your progress. Chapter 5: Tracking Progress and Achieving Long-Term Success. Congratulations! You've made it to the final chapter of this transformative journey. By now, you've gained a deeper understanding of your brain's potential, set clear goals, build strong habits, and learn how to overcome obstacles. But the work doesn't stop here. To ensure lasting success, you need to track your progress and create a plan for sustaining momentum beyond the 60-day mark. In this chapter, we'll explore practical tools for monitoring your growth, strategies for maintaining long-term success, and the importance of reflection. By the end of this chapter, you'll have everything you need to continue thriving long after this audiobook ends. Let's dive in. 1. The importance of tracking progress, measuring what matters. Tracking your progress is essential because it provides clarity and accountability. Without measurement, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come or where you need to improve. Think of tracking as your personal GPS. It helps you stay on course and adjust when necessary. Here are some effective ways to track your progress. Journaling. Keep a daily or weekly journal to document your thoughts, actions, and achievements. Writing things down not only reinforces memory but also allows you to see patterns over time. Using apps or spreadsheets. Tools like Notion, Trello, or Google Sheets can help you organize tasks, set deadlines, and monitor milestones. Keep it simple. If technology feels overwhelming, a handwritten checklist works just as well. A powerful example of tracking progress comes from Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers. He famously used a chart to track his adherence to 13 virtues, such as temperance, order, and humility. Each day, he marked whether he succeeded or failed in practicing each virtue. This system helped him cultivate discipline and self-awareness throughout his life. Franklin once said, "Energy and persistence conquer all things." Let his dedication inspire you to measure your efforts consistently. 2. Celebrating milestones, fueling your momentum. Celebrating milestones, big or small, is crucial for staying motivated. These moments of recognition remind you that your hard work is paying off and encourage you to keep going. Here's how to celebrate effectively. Acknowledge incremental wins. Whether it's completing a week of meditation or sticking to your exercise routine, take time to appreciate your effort. Reward yourself meaningfully. Choose rewards that align with your values, such as treating yourself to a favorite meal, buying a book, or spending quality time with loved ones. Share your success. Tell someone you trust about your accomplishments. Their encouragement can amplify your sense of pride. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who famously conducted thousands of experiments before inventing the light bulb. After each failure, he celebrated the lessons learned rather than dwelling on setbacks. His perseverance ultimately led to one of history's greatest innovations. Edison once remarked, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Let his resilience remind you that every step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. 3. Maintaining momentum, turning habits into lifestyle. The real challenge isn't starting, it's continuing. Many people fall into the trap of making changes temporarily, only to revert to old habits once the initial excitement fades. To avoid this, focus on turning your new behaviors into lifelong practices. Here's how to sustain momentum. Stay consistent. Consistency beats intensity every time. Even small, daily efforts compound over time, leading to remarkable results. Revisit your goals regularly. Periodically review your SMART goals to ensure they still align with your vision. Adjust them if needed to stay relevant. Seek inspiration. Surround yourself with books, podcasts, or communities that inspire growth. Continuous learning keeps you energized and engaged. One inspiring example comes from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a global icon known for his relentless work ethic. Despite facing numerous challenges early in his career, Johnson maintained his momentum by staying disciplined and focused on his long-term vision. Johnson often says, "Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come." Let his philosophy guide you as you strive for sustained excellence. 4. Reflecting on your journey, learning from experience. Reflection is a powerful tool for growth. Taking time to look back on your journey allows you to identify what worked, what didn't, and how you can improve moving forward. Here's how to reflect effectively. Ask yourself key questions. What did I learn? What challenges did I face, and how did I overcome them? What would I do differently next time? Document your insights. Write down your reflections in a journal or digital note. This creates a record of your growth and serves as a resource for future endeavors. Be kind to yourself. Reflection isn't about criticizing past mistakes. It's about learning from them. Approach this process with curiosity and compassion. A compelling example of reflection comes from Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years imprisoned for fighting against apartheid in South Africa. During his confinement, Mandela reflected deeply on forgiveness, leadership, and humanity. These reflections shaped his approach to reconciliation and peace-building upon his release. Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Let his wisdom remind you that every step of your journey has value, even if the destination feels distant at times. 5. Planning for the future, building on your foundation. As you near the end of this 60-day journey, it's important to think about what comes next. Peak performance isn't a destination, it's a continuous process. To build on your foundation, consider these steps. Set new goals. Use the skills and habits you've developed to tackle fresh challenges. Growth thrives on evolution. Expand your network. Connect with mentors, peers, or communities who share your commitment to excellence. Collaboration accelerates progress. Stay adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and flexibility is key to navigating change. Embrace uncertainty as an opportunity to innovate and grow. An inspiring example comes from Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx. After achieving massive success, Blakely continued to push boundaries by expanding her brand and mentoring other entrepreneurs. Her ability to adapt and evolve has kept her at the forefront of her industry. Blakely once said, "Don't be intimidated by what you don't know. That can be your greatest strength, and ensure that you do things differently from everyone else." Let her mindset inspire you to embrace the unknown with confidence. Conclusion to the audiobook. As we bring this audiobook to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the key lessons we've explored throughout our journey together. Over the past chapters, you've learned how to understand your brain's incredible potential and harness the power of neuroplasticity to create lasting change. Set clear, SMART goals and build a strong foundation through positive habits and an empowering environment. Rewire your brain with daily practices like mindfulness, gratitude journaling, physical exercise, and learning new skills. Overcome obstacles such as procrastination, self-doubt, and distractions while staying motivated and resilient. Track your progress, celebrate small wins, and plan for long-term success beyond the 60-day transformation. These principles are not just theoretical. They're practical tools designed to help you unlock your full potential and achieve peak performance in every area of your life. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Action is what transforms ideas into reality. I urge you to take everything you've learned here and apply it consistently. Start small, stay patient, and trust the process. Remember, growth is rarely linear. It's filled with ups and downs, but every step forward counts. As Helen Keller once said, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Carry this optimism with you as you continue your journey. Believe in your ability to adapt, grow, and thrive. You now hold the blueprint for rewiring your brain and creating a life of purpose, productivity, and fulfillment. The question is, what will you do with it? Before we part ways, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for allowing me to accompany you on this wisdom journey. It's been an honor to share these insights and strategies with you, and I truly believe that you have the power to transform your life in remarkable ways. If this audiobook has inspired or helped you in any way, I'd love to hear about it. Your feedback means the world to us at Wisdom Audiobooks, and it motivates us to continue creating content that empowers and uplifts others. If you enjoyed this audiobook, please consider supporting our channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing to Wisdom Audiobooks on YouTube. Your support enables us to reach more people and make a greater impact worldwide. As we conclude, I want to leave you with one final thought. You are capable of far more than you imagine. The human brain is a miracle, a limitless reservoir of creativity, resilience, and possibility. By committing to rewire it intentionally, you've already taken the most important step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Remember, success is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up every day, even when the path feels uncertain. And it's about trusting that the effort you put in today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Maya Angelou captured this beautifully when she said, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." You now know better, and I have no doubt that you'll do better. Thank you again for listening to How to Rewire Your Brain for Peak Performance in 60 Days. My wish for you is that this audiobook becomes a catalyst for profound change in your life, one that inspires you to dream bigger, work smarter, and live fully. Keep pushing forward, keep believing in yourself, and remember, your future is shaped by the actions you take today. Until next time, this is Wisdom Audiobooks signing off. Stay wise, stay inspired, and most importantly, stay unstoppable.